Hello, my people. Good day to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for tuning in every single day to listen to me on Daily Mind Shifts. My name is Michael Ojola for Mindset Transformation Africa. And on today's episode, I want to talk about a quote I read on a Telegram group that I am in. Let me anchor today's episode on this statement. A man that flies from his fear may find that he has only taken a shortcut to meet it. JRR Tolkien. A man that flies from his fear may find that he has only taken a shortcut to meet it. That is a direct quote from JRR Tolkien. That is what I want us to talk about for some couple of minutes. We will think through it together. We'll explore how running away from our fears doesn't always bring the peace that we are looking for, but it rather sets us up for a collision course eventually with those very fears. We will talk about fear because I know it's a powerful emotion. It's something that every single one of us experiences, all right? Regardless of who we are, regardless of what stage of life we are in, we all experience fear. It can manifest in different ways. You've heard of fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown, fear of loss, and so on and so forth. But no matter what form this fear takes, it has a way, all right, of dictating our actions. It has a way of leading us to make decisions that we believe will protect us, but which in reality only serve to trap us further. Tolkien's quote is a reminder that when we run from our fears, we are not really escaping them. We are simply postponing the inevitable. All right, it's like taking a detour on a road to avoid a traffic jam, only to find out that the detour leads right back into the same traffic. I've experienced this not once or twice. All right. And it's frustrating as hell. But now you've lost time because you've lost time, you've lost patience. You think this is a shortcut. Eventually, sometimes it works though, but most times it leads you back to the same traffic that you're trying to run away from. See, when we avoid our fears, we might feel temporary relief. All right, we might feel temporary relief and all that, but the fear doesn't really disappear. It's still there. It's still lurking. It's still waiting. That thing that we are scared of is still waiting for the next opportunity to confront us. We've not really been able to overcome it. We just avoided it for a minute. So, why do we run? Why do we run from fear? Why do we choose avoidance instead of confrontation? Why do we do that? I believe it's natural, all right, to want to avoid things that make us uncomfortable. I think it's maybe one of our survival, one of the ways that we were able to survive in anthropological human, one of the ways that we've developed to survive is running, is avoiding things that makes us uncomfortable. Our brains are already wired to seek pleasure and to avoid pain, all right? Well, fear triggers that flight or fight response. And more often than not, we choose to run. We choose flight, all right? It's easier. It's less painful in the short term because it gives us the illusion that we are in control. But this illusion is just an illusion, all right? It's not concrete. It's just an illusion. It's mental deception. When we choose flight over fight, we are not really in control, you see. We are letting our fear dictate our actions, and in doing so, we are allowing our fears to shape our lives in ways that we might not even realize. Let's say, for example, what happens when you run from fear, especially from a particular fear. Let's say you are afraid of public speaking, and you avoid any situation where you might have to speak in front of people, in front of other people. At first, it feels like you've dodged the bullet. You're happy, you're relaxed, but this is what is really happening, okay? You've just confirmed to your brain that public speaking is something to be feared. that public speaking is something to be avoided at all costs. That's what you've just been able to do. And now, every time you think about speaking in public, that fear is amplified. You now have a reason to be scared, because now you've told your brain that whenever you hear public speaking, just run away. You've taken a shortcut to meet your fear again in the front. But now that fear is now bigger, the challenge is now stronger, and it's deeply entrenched in your psyche. See, running away from our fears does not make them go away. It gives them more power. It allows them to grow, to expand. It allows them to even move secretly, subtly into other areas of our lives, until we are not even able just avoiding public speaking. We are avoiding any situation that you think people will judge you. We avoid every situation where we might be vulnerable, where we might fail. We avoid those situations, and before we know it, our lives are no longer shaped by our dreams. Our lives are no longer shaped by our desires. Our lives are now shaped by our fears. Let me share a good news with you. All right, here's the good news. Just as running from our fears gives them power, confronting our fears takes the power back and give it to us. We gain our personal power when we take our fears back, when we confront our fears. When we face our fears head on, all right, we begin to see them from what they truly are. They are just challenges to be overcome. They are not insurmountable obstacles. They are just challenges that we can overcome. We start to realize that fear is not something to be avoided, all right? It's something to be understood. It's something to be moved around with. It's something to be conquered, all right? It's something to be understood, to be in something that you adapt your life to. It's something that you conquer. See, you need to first learn this. You need to overcome your fear. And one way for you to do that is to acknowledge that you are scared. It might sound simple, but it's often the hardest part. Most times people don't acknowledge that they are scared, because acknowledging your fear means that most times it makes them feel weak, okay? But that's not weakness. That is even strength. See, when you acknowledge your fear, you are admitting that it exists, all right? You are admitting that it has a hold on you. You are admitting that it's influencing your decisions. That is being honest with yourself about what you are afraid of and why you are afraid of that thing. Acknowledging your fear doesn't mean you're weak, like I said before. It means you are a human being. It means you are brave enough to look at things that scare you and say to them, yes, this is real. Yes, it's affecting me. Yes, I'm scared right now, but it will not control me. But it doesn't have to control me. After you've acknowledged your fear, then you understand it. Where is this fear coming from? Is it rooted in your past experiences? Is it rooted in the fear of the unknown? Is it rooted in societal expectations? You need to know. Understanding the source of your fear will help you to put that fear in perspective. It will help you to see that while the fear might be real, it's not always rational. It's often based on assumptions, on worst case scenarios, all right, on things that haven't happened or things that might never even happen. So when you understand your fear, you can begin to challenge it. And when you challenge your fear, you confront it. That is the final step. You confront it. It doesn't mean you have to dive in head first into the thing that scares you. No, it means you are taking small, deliberate steps towards facing it. It means you're stepping out of your comfort zone. Even if it's just a little bit, you step out of your comfort zone and you prove to yourself that you can handle that fear. So let me just say this. The next time you find yourself running from your fear, stop. Take a moment to acknowledge it, all right? Take a moment to understand it. Take a moment to challenge it, and then you confront it. Because running from your fear will not bring you peace that you are looking for. It will only bring you back to the same place again and again and again until finally you have to face the fear. And when you do face the fear, when you do confront it head on, you will start to see that it is not as big as you thought it was. You will start to see that you have the strength, the courage, and the determination to overcome it. You'll start to see that on the other side of fear is the life that you've always wanted. So as you go about your daily activities today, I want to leave you with this thought. Fear is a part of life, but it doesn't have to be the driving force in your life. You have the power to choose how you respond to your fear. You have the power to face it, you have the power to confront it, and you have the power to overcome it. So go today and overcome it.